time for another Coffee with Kilroy, or what I like to call beverage in a book. My beverage, well, I'm still sipping some coffee. You? Well, that's up to you. Hope it's something you like. The book? Well, I have a treat today. This is from the creator of D86 General Quarters, Adam C. Mitchell. This is M.I.A, a D88 Survival Gamebook Adventure. Now, if you've looked at my channel, you know that I've covered a few other ones by Adam Mitchell. General Quarters, a D66 Gamebook Adventure, which is more of a sub game, and I-Virus, a D66 game book, which a game in which you play the virus. I covered this on one of my sci-fi fantasy Saturdays. Well, this is the third book. Well, I believe this is his third book in his growing line of D88, or I guess this is D88. His other ones were D66 adventure books. And combat board games, I have to thank him for putting me onto this. He got out ahead of me again. Ooh, I want to thank him. He does a good job of covering these, and he's done a couple of videos on this one. So, you know, go check out his channel. He good content there. As soon as I saw that on his channel, I said, I have to get this because I'm growing my collection of game books and coverage of game books. And I do promise at some point that I will do a large exploration of what I've found in my quest to uncover game books, or hopefully focusing more on war or history type game books. But enough of that. Let's everybody take a sip, and let's get into the book here. So this is the D66 and D88 game book series offers a mix of conventional pick your path adventure, a war game, and a rules light RPG. And I agree with all three of those. These game books, especially Mr. Mitchell's, are kind of a choose your own adventure, but yet it's not just picking a path. There's some chaos or randomness or luck involved as your path goes down the different junctures. There's war game aspect of this, especially like the one in his General Quarters. This one has more of a small unit tactical type feel. Small unit meaning you're one operative here. You're a SAS troop that got dispersed, and you're alone actually, finding your way back to the LZ. And our rules light RPG. Yes, I feel all choose your own adventures have a certain sense of RPG. But some choose your own adventure books, you know, add more to that by either letting you do a loadout, or giving you gear, or giving you skills, or you know, kind of a character sheet, and allowing you to collect things along the way. And so they really do feel more like an RPG. Even the most basic choose your own adventure feels a little bit RPG-ish. This one feels full-on RPG-ish. You were part of a 5-man SAS troop that had begun covert operations in Medellin, Colombia. Your mission to eliminate the leader of the Medellin cartel and get out clean. But the operation went wrong, and you got split from your team with the cartel after your blood. You need to get to the emergency LZ within the next 24 hours, or be trapped in hostile country who aren't too fond of foreign soldiers poking their nose in the business. This D88 game book is not like the conventional game books, for it has no fixed predetermined path or way to play the game book. Literally, the dice determine the course of your mission. The best way to look at the numbered sections of this book are as snapshots or scenes set within an overall mission narrative. So, from my experience with General Quarters, this really, I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. Hey, with that, before we get into the book, let's take a sip. Yeah, you can take it whenever you want. I needed a sip. So there you have that. Copyright notice, this just came out this year. Acknowledgement and dedication. Oh, wow, look at that. I didn't even realize that. Robert Carroll of Coffee with Kilroy. Thank you, sir. You know what? I did not notice that. Wow. Yeah, color me. That's if I turn the camera on me, I might be a little bit red right here. I did not notice that. All right, so here's your introduction. D8, roll 1 die. So it's D8, but it's a 1 to 6. So I'll have to look into that. 2D8, roll 2 dice and add together. Roll 2 dice, preferably. So this is how the different dice you're rolling. So this is basically how to use the book. Again, this is not your standard choose your own adventure where you read a section and then have a couple of decisions, and then you just go off on branching paths. This one you're going to roll dice, and that's going to help determine where you go, and again, adds a lot to replayability, so that you're not just, there's no solved process here. Like most choose your own adventure, there's a way to solve it, that there's a path of least resistance and get you to the win or get you to the end of the scenario, and this one's not like that. These ones that have dice involved. This tells you how to play. And this has some, maybe you are doing a D8. Anyway, I'll have to read up on that more. This is how you play. And you have loadout skills. So there's loadout skills, how loadout skills work. So this one you really are going to be, I think, loading out, getting some gear and equipment, weapons. So this one harkens to DVG's Warfighter series, which I've done some coverage on that, which is a card-based war game, small unit tactical war game where cards are giving your equipment and your people, and you're going on a mission and rolling dice. Really excellent series if you want to check that out. Very, in my opinion, very RPG-ish and role-playing game type in that regard. But this looks like it's pulling some of that as well. So again, not your typical choose your own adventure. This one you're kind of building a character, and based on their skills and the equipment they have is going to help you survive or get to the mission objective. So here's your primary and secondary for attacks, other weapons, rifleman and fate points, checkpoint codes, mini games. So there's a lot of stuff in here. This is the rules of this. I mean, this isn't overly complicated, but you're going to have to go through all this before you start just picking up the book. Some of the books I've covered recently, you read a little bit of introduction, then boom, you're right in it, making decisions and moving along. This one, you're going to kind of build who your soldier is. What are their attributes and what's their gear, and you're going to need that and keep track of that as you go through this mission. Here's how you lose when you lose hit points. What happens here? Kind of cool here. You can have like head trauma or a paired limb. That could be a problem. Here's the mini game. So I guess there's some sub games within this. Health bar. These might be like skill checks maybe. Here's your health bar, stealth check, victory conditions, and ending mini game. So a lot of stuff there. Here's your mission log sheet. And then there's different checkpoints you need to get past to get to the final. So you got marksmanship, stealth check, intangibles, and Section A score. This is part of the mini game stats there. Then you got your mission debrief. So you've got a few, looks like maybe 16 pages here of setup and your character sheet, so to speak, and then you get right into the mission here. Medellin, Colombia. I have been to Colombia. And then you hit off, right? You hit off into the main game. And then there's going to be, you know, different tables that you roll on and different things you have to pass and the like as you get into the game. So I really can't get into an in-depth page through on this because, as with any choose your own adventure type game, it's going to be spoilers, right? So all these different sections are going to be different different spoilers as you get in here. So so there's the end right there. So just do a kind of breeze through there. There's going to be some different charts. Here's some checkpoints that you have to get through. That's going to be a key element of the game. There's some politics, and according to Combat Board Games, or his take on this, there's some ethical dilemmas in this game. I don't want to do much of a spoiler alert, but if you've seen his piece, you know what I'm talking about. But there's some tough decisions in this on whether you're just trying to get out or whether you want to try to do, you know, whatever the right thing. I use that in quotes as you go through this. Here's some gaming tables. So it looks like there's some Predator tables. Oh, that's awesome. Some Havoc command table, Cartel loadout. So you got Corrupt Police. Look at that. This is awesome. Alphabetizing sections. Some mini game brief. So there's some extra charts that you have in here, or extra sections. Here's hostages. Oh, there. That's don't want to do much of a spoiler of what you might face in this, but it looks like there's a whole host of baddies between the natural environment to the unnatural or corrupt environment. Here's some spare mission log sheets. I usually just kind of copy these, or you copy and laminate, then you've got it forever. But they have some extra ones here if you do, or if you are the kind of person that writes in books. I am not one of those people. Here's development notes here. It's kind of cool. I'm going to read up on this because this is kind of how he came up with his idea for this book, and I'm always interested in game design. Here's some optional rules, and here's some stuff about the author. And I believe he's got a military background. I think I remember seeing him talk. I've talked with him on Facebook and Messenger, and seen some of his posts. So very interesting guy here. Oh, he's got some other. So he's got iVirus, got that General Quarters, and he's got the Shadowtooth Rodan Knight saga book. I think that might be a fantasy base maybe. So yeah, there's more stuff I have to pick up there. Oh, if you can see that there, probably didn't do it very good. So there's the books I have, and he's got this other one out here. Again, don't know much about that. I'll have to look that one in there. Anyway, so cool stuff. Again, unfortunately, I can't do much of a page through on this, as it will spoil it, but hopefully you got a feel for, this is a little bit more in depth of a game book. This is truly a game book. This is something that you're going to have to do some preparation for your character or your soldier, as far as what their abilities or loadout or gear, having that all set, and then you're off. And then it's making decisions, but it's also having some randomness or chaos of the environment with the dice, choosing your path, and then how you deal with those challenges based on what you have on hand. So anyway, but there are decisions to be made in here. So this is truly a game in a book in that regard. So anyway, want to thank Adam C. Mitchell for creating this, and thank you for the dedication. I appreciate that. I truly am humbled by that. I hadn't opened this up yet. I just got this in the mail just literally like 20 minutes ago, and decided to plop it on the table and crack it open. So thank you, Adam. And thank you, Combat Board Games, for everything you do and your content. You're usually ahead of me. One of these days, I get ahead of you on a couple things, but not much. Anyway, thank you, and most importantly, hey, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me. I know that your time is precious. So any amount of time you spend with me, from a second to watching one of these whole videos, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you for spending some time of your day with me, and here's to you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.